It is that time of day or week. It's Wednesday, which means we're doing a live stream. How's everybody doing? Let me get rid of these headphones. Let me turn down this intro music. Let me know if you can hear my voice. Sometimes things kind of wig out, so I'm gonna get rid of these real quick. How are you all doing? My monitors are all jacked up here because of reasons. But yes, I'm very excited for today's stream, which the idea kind of came to me last minute. So first, let's address who's in the chat. We already have several people already here. Tara's, Robert, Jason. What's going on, Jason? Karth, Robert, Titanium, Espen, Part-Time. What's going on, Part-Time Films? Photojournalist, the Grumpy Penguin, who is a new member. Welcome. Welcome, good sir. Or lady, but I imagine, I don't know. I don't want to be sexist with the penguins there. And Krilly and others. Welcome, everybody. Robert, we've got Crystal. How you doing? We got lots of members in here. Couple things before we jump into today's topic. Let me know if you can hear my voice. I'm going to mute my phone because I'm an amateur. We're going to set that over there. Got some coffee here because it's going to have to happen. Stay hydrated and stay awake. Germany, Alex, what's going on? Okay. So we're going to be talking about cameras, specifically used cameras that you can kind of get a good deal on. And there's some great stuff out there. So we're going to be jumping into all that stuff. I do want to mention that after this stream, which is going to end, I don't know, let's say 5 Central Time, a little before 5 Central Time, which is a little before 6 Eastern Time. I'm going to be heading over to Jem Schofield's channel. The link is in the description. It's right at the top there. And we're going to be talking about our favorite grip gear over there with a new episode of Camera and Flask. Would love it if you guys can join us over there. Sounding good. Okay, good. Love it. All right. So with that out of the way, thank you all for joining me. Let's go ahead and jump straight in. Did I see Max in there? What's going on, Max? How you doing? He would be a beast to collab on this for sure. That guy knows his used cameras. I'm going to pull up Chrome. We're going to switch over to Chrome. That's why I'm late today. I had to mess around to get this set up. So we're going to go over to eBay. And we're also going to open a tab and hit up B&H. If you hear kind of weird sounds in the background, that's my 3D printer, so I apologize for that. Thought the print would finish before the stream, but it didn't. So we're going to B&H, and the reason I thought of this video today was a huge deal on B&H for a very interesting camera. Let's go ahead and drop a link in here, and all this stuff is in the description, so if you want to check this stuff out as we go along, you can totally do that. And this is the Jvc J Gy Ls 300. Some of you may have heard this before. Let me know if you guys have. But what's really interesting is this camera really didn't seem to do very well, or at least there wasn't a lot of coverage on it. But it's a pretty awesome camera, and it's on sale from its original price, $3,500 down to $2,000. It's getting a little older, but it's still a great camera. We'll go ahead and pull it up here. Essentially, it can shoot 4K. It has a super 35mm sensor with a micro 4/3 mount. So essentially, they gave you a mount that you could adapt to almost anything and a super 35mm sensor. 422 has like some crazy audio features that are pretty interesting, and it has built-in ND. So really awesome camera. I think the only thing that I could find when I was researching this camera when it first came out that I didn't like was it seemed to have kind of like a softening a little bit. So, you know, might not be the best camera in the world, but for $2,000 to have those specs is pretty impressive. Even today, I mean, that was crazy when it first came out. So that's in the description. If we go over to eBay, we can also search for it. Let's see here. Oops. I don't use Chrome often, so sorry. I'm a little slow here. But I'll just do a quick rundown on how I search for stuff on eBay for those interested in figuring that out. So usually what I'll do is make sure I'm obviously getting the right things, which we are here. And then I'll go down here, and often you'll see under price, they'll have like under this, from this to this, over this amount. Usually when you see that under $75, which isn't the case here, that's a good place to start. So we're going to dial this in a little more with our search. We're going to also add camcorder to this. That's still showing 75. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. But for used, it's not going to be quite as good as that B&H deal, just because that recently came out today. But it looks like there's a couple in here for under $2,000 if you wanted to pick one of those up. So some bundles and whatnot. So that's our first camera. Pretty interesting stuff. Do any of you out there actually have this camera? I'd be really interested to hear what you think about it. Yes, the FS700 is a great buy, Alex. We'll cover that camera here in a little bit. Cool. No luck buying cameras on eBay. I stick with B&H. Yeah, I've bought a lot of cameras on eBay. I just always try to find, especially if you're throwing a lot of coin at a camera, make sure that there's a return policy, because you don't want to get in trouble dropping $3,000 on a camera and then not be able to return it. Another thing I do when I'm looking for cameras is going to the advanced search, which you can see here, I hope. Yep. And what we're going to be doing, I just realized we have two Mi's, one blown up and one zoomed in. So let me go ahead and turn that off. There we go. The next thing I do is search for sold or completed listings. So let's go to sold and we'll hit search. And this is essentially, you see the green numbers here. It shows you what has sold and what it sold for. This gives you a good idea of what things are looking like, to make sure, you know, maybe there's only one or two cameras that you're searching for that are available. You want to make sure you're not overpaying for that. So by going in here, you can see someone bought one for $1,800, $1,900. So you know that's a pretty safe move. Something to consider. All right, we're moving on to the next camera, which is buying a Red, in particular, the Red 1. Oh my goodness, that's inappropriate. Let's try that again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, and demonetized. All right, let's try this. Red 1 camera. Are we okay? Okay. Okay, that was interesting. Okay. So we've got the Red 1 camera searched here. I'm going to dial things in a little bit. We're going to go into camcorders for our category. And let's see what we have available to us. I'm going to go with the Red brand. Looks like there's only a couple right now. Often there's a whole bunch. Okay, Red 1. Let's go back to camera and photo. Here we go. There's more options. All right, so you could buy a Red, albeit a very heavy, very large camera, for $200 to $2,400, it looks like. And a lot of these come in kits. So like this one right here, $3,800-ish, gets you quite a bit of stuff. I see throwing the 18 to 35 in there too. Nice. So yeah, what's cool about this camera in particular, first of all, it's going to be massive and very heavy, but if you want RAW, and what's amazing about Red is often a lot of their newest RAW tech, the software end of that, they still take into account their older cameras. So a lot of their new updates they've been doing apply to the Red 1 MX camera. So it's not a dumb idea to get this thing, especially if you really want that Red workflow and only have, you know, $3,000 to spend. Another one I'll throw in there, it's not quite as cheap, but the Red Scarlet camera. Let's make sure we don't have any issues like we did recently. Here you go. Red Scarlet X. We're looking at around $5,000. Under $5,000, $45-ish, $100. So you never know. You never know. So it's every once in a while I search for Reds just to see what's up. The next camera we're going to look at is it's going to be fun. So here we go. Blackmagic Ursa. We're doing the original Ursa is what we're looking for here. So let's see what we have. Lots of Ursa Minis. Where is she? There she is in all her ginormous glory. Maybe if we do 4K, that'll dial it in a little further. Okay, there's an expensive one. Okay, look at this. $2,250 for an Ursa. Look. Oh, this camera, man, when it came out, it was something else. But what's cool is you get a 4K camera. It's huge. But, I mean, look at this price, right? Is that crazy to me? Is that crazy to you guys? I think it's pretty interesting. Up to 60 frames per second, 4K RAW, ProRes 422. Crazy. So just goes to show, a lot of these cameras we kind of forget about. We're like, you know, what's the next newest thing? And you never know what's you know, still available as a used option. Pretty awesome. Another one to look for Blackmagic would be, of course, the Pocket Cinema camera, the original one, which is around $500. Still, you know, a great little camera. Here's another one for $2,000, although no one's bid yet. But yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Oh man. Okay. What's next? What's next? How we doing, guys? How we doing in the chat? Everyone survive? Everyone okay? Everyone doing okay? Next up is a camera I have owned in the past, and I'm glad I sold it because of what's happened to the price. It's a great time to buy it, and that is the original C100. So here's one for $1,250. Let's see what else we got here. Anything lower? Anything lower? Let's check our price area. Okay, here's one for $1,700. Okay, comes with all the accessories. $1,700 gets you one of the best 1080p cameras. It might not be super clean when it comes to low light and all that. A little noisy sometimes. But $1,700, and you're getting built-in ND, really good color, of course. It's Canon. So I have this camera and absolutely loved it. And then I moved on to the GH4, was the next couple cameras I purchased. So yeah. If you've been doing only DSLR stuff, you might give that a shot. Also, the C100 Mark II, you can also find use pretty, not super expensive. I'll also throw in the Canon C300 to that search, because this camera, I think you're doubling the bit rate. You're moving up when it comes to image quality, and $3,000 for this one right here. Which looks like this guy might be throwing in some accessories. $2,600 for a C300. That is amazing to me. Let's check this one out. What do we got here? All right, so maybe some accessories. Little Lilliput monitor. So you never know. You never know. All right. What's next? What's next? What's next? And guys, please let me know if I'm missing any. I'd love to hear what you guys, recommendations you have here too. So we looked at the Canon stuff. I'll throw in also, if you're on, we're talking mainly cinema cameras, but also throw in the Canon 6D. If you've been, messing around with kind of the smaller sensor stuff, and you just want to play with a full frame sensor, and you're a Canon guy or gal, here's a good one. Canon 6D for $700. Pretty dope. I still have, me and my wife still have the original 6D. So decent 1080p camera, full frame. It doesn't have some of the new goodies that come with modern DSLRs and the mirrorless cameras from Canon. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Now let's go over to Sony land, and this is one of my favorite picks, and probably one of the best bangs for buck right now. We're going to be looking for the FS700. Let's see what we got. Looking at $1,900 shipped, and when you're looking for this camera, what's amazing about it is you're getting a super 35mm sensor, really great slow motion capabilities, and RAW. Not only RAW, but you're able to do ProRes RAW with an external recorder. So if you want 4K and that external raw recording, you definitely want to look into the FS700R, which stands for, I believe, resolution, or raw, my bad. And that's going to get you that raw action, okay? So here's one of those copies. It's not the base model, it's the R upgrade for that, 4K raw setup. And we're looking at $1,900. I bet you we could do better than this, but that's pretty sick. I actually have this camera. I bought it right after hearing about ProRes RAW, and it has built-in ND, 2 XLR inputs, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. So let's see what else we might be able to find here. Again, for those just tuning in, links are in the description. Those are affiliated, so if you guys use them, that gives us a small commission at no additional cost to you, and that is always appreciated. You've heard me say that in the past. All right, $1,800. I feel like we should be able to get something like 17-ish. All right, let's see what else we can do here. Here we go. So there's that thing I was talking about where under price, it said under, where is it? Yeah, 1640 is an option it gave me. So the chances are, here we go, we found one. This one comes with a Metabones. Looks like it's not the raw, but hey. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You can throw a Metabones on this thing, and now you've got, built-in NDs. The Metabones gets you closer to full frame. It's great. Oh, this looks pretty interesting. We have a raw upgrade for $1,500. Looks like it's missing like the audio, the little hand, or the microphone on top of the camera, and the big honking loop thing, which you don't really need at all. $1,500. Ooh, that screen looks pretty gnarly though. So throw a monitor on this puppy and you're off to the races. $1,500. That's crazy for the raw upgrade. It's got a lot of hours, but wow. Okay, so that's the 700, the FS700. I need to get mine out and play with it more. I think, let me center myself a little bit here. Great camera, right? Built-in ND. I cannot wait until we get adapters with electronic ND on these smaller cameras, or even better, built right into the sensor. So last for me is going to be, again, Sony, but more on the budget end. I know this isn't a cinema camera, but we're going to look at the Sony, Sony, my goodness, A7 original. Similar to like the 6D, it's going to be a 1080p camera that's full frame. So for this, we're looking at 800. Here's one for 6. Body only. 580. So, I mean, back when the 5D Mark II came out, like full frame was crazy expensive for, for someone like myself at the time who was getting started. It just wasn't affordable. But now it's like, man, if you're just getting started and you don't care about 4K or necessarily super high image quality, you just want that full frame action. I mean, around $600 looks like you're getting into either the Sony A7 or the Canon 6D. Same with the A7 II, a slight bump up. So we're looking at $900. Here's one for $750. And of course, B&H is having a ridiculous sale on that camera right now, brand new. If you want to buy it with a, 24-70 kit lens. So yeah, pretty interesting. Oh, this Phase Pictures asked about the Sony Vg 900. I reviewed that camera when it came out, and that was something else. That was actually that was full frame, right? Before the full frame cinema camera madness. Let's check it out. Actually, nope, that's blunty. Here we go. Back when I had hair. Let's mute that, shall we? Woo, look at that hair. Okay. NEX Vg 900. I remember it being like soft. It had some weird light leaking. But let's see what it goes for on eBay, shall we? That was a really interesting camera. I was so sad it didn't quite get the job done. Great great recommendation there, Phase Pictures. I totally forgot about this camera. Here's one for $650. There it is. Look at that thing. So it's essentially a camcorder with a... It is full frame, right? Am I wrong on that? I should know, but yeah, full frame, 35 millimeter. The data rate on this is going to be really low. But yeah, look at that baby. Autofocus for the time wasn't bad at all. 24 megapixel. Wow, that takes me back. Completely forgot about this camera. And of course now there's all these great lenses available. Cool. All right. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So I have a Sony A7 III for sale. So hey, if anyone needs one, hit up Curry here in the old chat. So how's everybody doing? I think that's it for me on this list. That's all I had for you. But I'd love to hear if you guys have any recommendations. We can just keep kind of searching around here. Someone earlier asked about Airy, and Airy, however you know, whatever floats your boat. Let's see what we got here. Any recommendation for stuff we should check out? Sorry if I'm straining. I need to change my monitor brightness. My lighting got all kind of jacked up, so I dropped that down, and now I'm squinting to see things. Yeah, I think I checked the Alexa, and it's still not cheap. The original one. It's around 10 grand, I think. There's a rig. 11 grand. Gets you this beaut. Yeah, this one's seen some action too. I love that. Something about old gear that's kind of starting to show that original raw metal on the bottom is pretty sweet, in my opinion. Okay. Jumping back to the chat here. Scrolling down to the bottom, trying to keep up with you guys. Yeah, and if you have any questions, please, as Fur just did there, tag me. That way I make sure I see your question, because as we're going through the chat, sometimes I miss stuff all the time, as you guys know. Did you look at the big old Blackmagic Ursa? Yes, sir. Yes, we looked at that a little bit ago. We found one for $2,200, I think, or maybe it was less than that, around 2 grand. Which, I mean, it's a big camera. It's so big. $1 grand sometimes. Wow, that's a no-brainer if you find one there. Oh, here we go. Good stuff, Fur. Thank you, sir. And if you're a member, stay tuned. I'm going to talk about what we're doing with members here before long, because I've done a terrible job doing those live streams. We're going to start that back up. So first, we're going to look at the AJA Scion or whatever, C-I-O-N. Wow. Interesting. Make sure I got this on the right window. $2,400 new. Okay, so under 3 grand, it looks like you can pick one up. Let's take a look at that. I remember this first came out. I thought it looked cool, but didn't it like pretty much completely flop? Are they still making these? I'll have to look this thing back up. Man, I wish I had, as anyone would, 20 grand lying around to buy all these and do a video and then sell them or give them away or something. Wow. Yeah, that takes me back. What is that? NAB 2014? Interesting. FS5 Mark 1. Okay, we'll check that one out. I think I looked. I don't think you're getting any screaming deals on that camera yet. Hopefully Sony comes out with an FS5 Mark 3. They did their kind of sort of bump. FS5, let's just do that. Sony FS5. $3,600. 20, nope. 35. Okay, so you know, still within the range of possibilities there. And if I was still doing full-time, you know, camera shooter doc corporate stuff, I'm pretty sure that's the camera I would own. It's an FS5, just because, I mean, I feel like you really can't go wrong for that style of shooting with that camera. So yeah, good call there, Adele. Check out the GX85. Okay, let's do it. See what we got. 400 bucks. That GX85, that's shoots 4K, doesn't it? Or is that the generation before? I always get the smaller rangefinder style Panasonics mixed up. Yep, UHD 30 or 24 frames per second. Cool. Nice. Panasonic EVA, yeah, probably not gonna score any deals there. Oh, what was the Panasonic? What was the original large sensor Panasonic camera? What was that thing called? Oh man, what was it? What was it? It was a micro four thirds sensor. It was terrible, but they really were the first like video camera with a large sensor. Panasonic. Let me guys know. I'm sure one of you will remember. AF100, right? It just came to me. Why am I'm like off center from my keyboard and it's throwing me off. AF100. There's 100 and 101. Wow, those are still going for. Here it is. This was hot stuff. Let's see. I can't remember what the 101 was. What the difference there was. Look at that guy, huh? It's one ugly camera. Yeah, it was the only camera like this. You know, had XLRs, was a legit camcorder with a bigger than half-inch or 2/3 or something. There it is. Boom. AF100, yep. Booyah. Okay. HVX 200, now we're going back. There she blows. Good times. Any camera, if we're going small sensor, a great one was do they still make the HV series from Canon? HV, was it HV? Like I think the last one I remember them making was the 40. HV40. Yeah, HV40. I think I had an HV30. Oops. And this was one of the few cameras that did 24 frames per second in 1080p, which was pretty sick. Wow. You can pick it up for like nothing now. There it is. Some of my earliest videos were shot on this because I wanted to hold my Canon 70 or 7D, and so I had to shoot it on this thing, and that hurt my heart. But yeah, that was a great little camera. Mini DV tapes, good times. Okay, Canon C300 Mark 1, is it worth it? From Motivation Bros. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You can get that thing for a song as well. Ooh, I gotta catch up here. Any vintage cinema lenses? There's lots of photo lenses. Cinema lenses, we should say that for another stream, because that would be really fun to go over. Maybe we'll shop for lenses one of these days. Are you guys enjoying this? You having a good time? I'm having a good time. I like this. This is fun. Kind of shopping / not really shopping, but just looking at stuff together. It's good times. So yeah, let's do a lens one. That would be cool. Can you talk more about the FS700? What are the cons of buying it these days? It's bulky. It's not made super duper well, but honestly, of all the cameras we've talked about, that's the one to probably go for, because you're getting into RAW for $2,000-ish. It has built-in ND, that large sensor. You can put a speed booster on it, so it's a great camera. And again, I mean, with the Atomos recorders, you are looking at, with SDI, you're looking at 120 frames per second at 4K. Let that sink in a little bit. 120 frames per second at 4K. They kind of do this weird thing to make it work, but it's legit. It's kind of a burst mode, but it's good stuff. So if you guys see a good deal on that camera and you're kind of looking at it, it might be worth checking out. I think the value has kind of gone up a little bit too, due to it being one of the cheapest, best RAW options with ProRes RAW and whatnot. All right, going back down here. Should I use Cine Style? I don't like Cine Style. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking Cine like D. Cinema Style is okay. I always preferred like the Technicolor. Is that Cine Style? It's been a while since I've been on a Canon DSLR without a log profile. Check out this old site for cinema gear. Okay. I'll definitely do that. Let's go there. Yes, I want to leave YouTube. That didn't work. Let me, whoops. Oh, that's right. I got to click on it. Okay, hang on a second. My bad. Oh my gosh. There we go. Just cinema gear. Never been here before. Nice. Is this like a more private setup? This is hot. What else we got here? Sony. Oh, these are like big boy cameras. Yeah, okay. What do we got under other? F55. Oh, the Varicam. Yeah, that's another one to someday keep an eye on. Okay. All right. Very cool. Lenses. I'm going to have to poke around in here. That looks like a lot of fun. Okay. Thank you, Matthew, for that. Good stuff. Scrolling down here. We're catching up, guys. Hang in there. Vintage lenses. We'll talk about that more. Actually, my series I'm doing on my favorite gear from the year, I will have a video coming up here on lenses. There will be lots of vintage stuff in there. Curry's trying to sell his camera, 1800. Who wants it? Line of camera people often overlook JVC interchangeable lens cameras. Yeah, we were just talking. That's what started this whole concept for me, was that LS 300 or 3000, 300, right? No, I think it's 3000. Because that's on sale today and looks pretty sick. Blackmagic Cinema 2.5. Oh yeah, there's the older boxy looking. Let me close some tabs here, guys. Rapid fire. Let's go back to, make sure I pop the chat out, because I lost that. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. Let's just do Blackmagic Cinema camera. $2.5K. Nice. Yeah, I should have thought of that. That's a great call. Super duper good call. Because that's raw. And 2.5K. EF mount. We're looking at, looks like this one with a bunch of goodies is going for $800. Okay. Very nice. And I know a lot of people like that sensor, and they hated the 4K. I haven't owned or shot on either, so I can't speak to that. Oh, shoot. I missed some chats here. My window closed, and I pulled it back up. I know that I saw there was a donation, so hang on, guys. Let me figure out where that donation went. Other cameras. Any other recommendations? Here we go. Here we go. Did I get it back? Nope. Live chat. Hang in there, guys. Give me one moment. Here we go. All right, I found the right page. Super chat and memberships. Boom, there it is. Seether with the $7 Canadian donation. So thank you very much, sir. Little explosion. The GH4 can be a bargain as well. Possible 10-bit recording with external great preamp, but the low light and grain issues demands controlled lighting. Absolutely. Yeah, the GH4, it has a lot of great features, but the image, that's what's the only thing I don't like anymore is at the time it was great, but shortly after they came out with the G85 and the G7, both of which have a better image in my opinion. They're less cropped in, they're better in low light. So yeah, but man, you can still do some serious damage with that GH4. I still have mine. It's a great camera. I had two of them back in the day, and that was my jam for interviews and doc stuff, was just two of those. Right. Good stuff. Thank you for the donation, man. Let's go down here. Let's see what's up in the chat again. Any good JVC cameras? We talked about the LS3000. Was debating not showing people because I want to buy something from it. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for sharing. 35mm film cameras. Woo! You could totally do that. I know you can also... I know there's a lot of guys who dig shopping for Super 16 cameras. There's lots of cool stuff there. Lens Authority is a great place for used gear. Okay. Lots of good recommendations, guys. Extreme crop factor. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, we talked about the AJA. What was that other camera? What was that? Was it a Super 16 cinema camera? I'm not thinking of the shoot. What was it? Let's do a search for it, shall we? Jump it over to Chrome. Super 16 digital cinema camera. What was that thing called? Was it Super 16? I thought it was. Let me find it here. It wasn't the I know there's a lot of people are thinking of this one, not the digital Bolex. It looked like that AJA camera. It was kind of like a tubular box kind of shape with this like cutout for your thumb. What was that thing called? Maybe it wasn't Super 35. It was like a 2K. I think it was like 2K. Oh, that's gonna make me crazy. 2K cinema camera. I feel like I'm close. I feel like I'm closing in. Oh, where are you? You guys know what I'm talking about? Anybody? It looked really cool. It had raw capability. It was like a small batch style cinema camera. Dadgummit. I'm gonna have to figure that one out, because that's gonna make me crazy. Another option, or you know, man, this. Remember back in the day the lens converters or lens adapters, 35mm adapters. I know that was a huge deal. Flip your camera upside down. Nuts. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's flip things around. Boom, boom. Full screen again. Gonna go down here. JVC, yeah, LS300. DV16, no. Cat on the shoulder. Yeah, it wasn't the digital Bolex. Not the Z-Cam, not the Kenny Mini, I don't think. Let me just check. Anyway, I'll hunt it down. Just making sure this isn't it. No, I don't think that's it either. Anyway, EasyCam 2. That looks pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Do you guys want to see any information? You know, any content on that camera? Let me know. Z-cams. I know Fur has looked into the Z-cams. 4 FT1 cameras on eBay. Absurd prices. Okay. Oh, I missed the donation up here. What's going on? Mr. Ethan with $5. Take a look at the Sony NEX AEA50 for sale on eBay. All right, let's check it out. I'm gonna go over here, turn Chrome back on, turn that off. Oh, this thing. Good call, dude. Ethan coming in with a solid. Yeah. I remember this thing coming out. This is like a broadcast. What the heck? Give me one moment, folks. That's Jem Schofield over on the other stream, which is starting coming over my system, so I apologize for that. But yeah, this thing. Oh wait, no, you guys are on the wrong window, aren't you? Let me switch this around so you guys can see this camera, because this was really cool. This was really slick when it was announced. Where is it? Hank. Oh, here we go. Ready? It's about to happen. There it is. All right. Good call, dude. Ethan. NEX EA50U. It was a camcorder. But it was like it was nicer than Sony's other knockoff, like sad faced small or large sensor camcorders. This one had XLRs and the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah, I remember this. This is ND, right? Or am I wrong? No, it doesn't look like it does. But this was pretty exciting when it was announced. I think it's the bit rates and stuff are pretty low. But yeah, $800 for a 1080p. It's kind of like an FS100 that has better ergonomics, really. So yeah, that's a good one, dude. That's a good one. Just sold my G7 for the Canon 80D. Don't care too much about 4K. Bad idea? Hey, if you don't care for 4K, the 80D is a great camera. All right. Scrolling down here because we got another donation. This time, we're talking 10 euros from Ben Smiles Black. Ben Smile Black. Greetings from Germany. Thanks for the shopping tips. You're welcome. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Blackmagic micro 35mm converters on the EX1. Yeah, that was the 5D with the Rode video mic of the time. Kinfinity first camera. I need to look into that. Ah, Joshua coming in with the win, dude. Joshua Dunn saves the day. It was the camera I was talking about earlier is this guy. Iconoscope. There it is. I always thought this looked really slick, and the images seem to be pretty legit. Can you buy it anywhere, or is it Ross Cinema Shop? Taking forever to load. All right, this website sucks. Nope. But yeah, that's the camera. That's the one I was talking about earlier that I could not figure out. So good call. Can't remember the specs, but it's just a really interesting camera. Here's one rigged up. Pretty dope. All right, scrolling down here. Yeah, we talked about the AJ. You can get the Z-Cam E2 in for a look. That'd be great. Keep going back and forth between that and Blackmagic. Yeah, it looks really interesting. I feel like there's got to be a catch, though. But I don't know. Maybe we'll check it out. Yeah, original C100 is dope. Vg 10 and 20. Oh, man. Here we go. Going back in time. Oops. Why is this... What? Sorry. I must not have Chrome set up right. When I type in, it's not going directly to eBay. I feel like an idiot. I'm like searching eBay and Google. All right, this is the Sony. This keyboard thing's making me nuts too. VG10. I would not buy this camera unless you get it for just a song. But this was... Look at this. It's so cute. This is the one of Sony's original large sensor camcorders. So I want to say Super 35 or APS-C sensor. There it is, E-mount. Back when they had like 2 E-mount lenses and they were both just atrocious. What else we got here? Yeah, I wouldn't be buying this probably. But hey, you could just hit record and let it run. You don't have to mess around with any 30-minute limits or anything like that. Has a little EVF on that. Look how tiny it is. Wow, it's so small. This is a great photo right here. Boom. Oh, man. It'd be sweet if they kind of revisited this with some modern touches, don't you think? Like, wouldn't it be dope to have like a A6000 in this body? Right? Pretty sweet. Sony F3. Man, you guys are killing it. So many good recommendations. Sony F3. Isn't that kind of a... Oh, okay. Okay. Not bad. For some reason, I was thinking like 10 grand, but it's getting a little long in the tooth, isn't it? Sony... Okay. 35mm XD camcorder. Super 35. That wasn't full frame, right? True 35 is Super 35, right? Yeah, I know that camera was pretty sexy. Nice. So we're talking 1080p if I'm not incorrect. And I believe, I mean, you're going to get great. Isn't this like a 444? Is that what we're talking? Or is this 422? I can't recall. Yeah, good times. The part-time films with the Federation ship with only 1 nacelle. Very well done, sir. I appreciate you. I get it. I saw it, if no one else did. Do any of these have dual card slots? Keaton. Dude. It's amazing. First wedding was with that. Okay. Looking towards... Oh, okay, yeah. The VG20 is just kind of an updated... Or another version of that, right? Let's drop that in. Okay, yeah. Those were the lenses. Do you remember these things, guys? Oh, the Dark Ages. It looks like that one stormtrooper from the newer Star Wars movies. Those were terrible, terrible lenses. But Sony had to start somewhere, right? Those silver lenses. All right. Well, guys, I need to hop over to Jem Schofield's channel to jump on the stream there. So I'd love it if you join me. I'm going to head out here in just a moment. They're live right now. So I'm going to come flying in with my pants on fire. There's the link in the chat. It's going to be super rad. So we're talking about grip gear. I'm going to run upstairs, grab a beverage, and be over there in just a moment. I want to thank you guys for joining me. This was awesome. We're going to do this again in the future. This was a lot of fun. Just poking around the dark corners of the internet looking for sweet old video and cinema gear. So maybe we'll do some lenses, huh? In the future. Should be fun. You guys are a blast. Thank you so much for the support. For those who donated, I'll see you over in just a moment at Jem's channel. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Hopefully my outro works this week. Have a great night. And see you in just a few. Link in the description. Okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. Outro's falling apart. Take care, guys.